Hello, welcome back to Auto Pop Culture, and today we're going over the new album by Tame Impala called The Slow Rush. So, I have to admit that as much as I've been seeing tons of their music been all over the place, and I've heard some of them too, but one, I didn't connect who they were for the longest time, and then after a while I found out who they were, but then nothing was really convincing me to get into them, even when I did come across some good songs. But I finally, I had a couple friends that are really, really into them, and so I slowly got into their new singles, and I really, really liked it. I love the sound and everything. So, yeah, so I decided to get into this album and just give it a try, knowing I know. I'm not some fan that knows everything about them and know all the stuff from the before albums. That's coming next with me figuring out who they are, because I really, really, really like this album. I think it was a really great album. The theme of this album pretty much has to do with the passage of time. How he talks about it a lot of regrets of the time going too fast, time going too slow, time not being on your side, and also being on your side, how things get better over time, like that. So he really touches, or they really touch on a lot of the things going on with time. I do understand that the main singer is Kevin. His name's Kevin, and Kevin Parker. So I'll pretty much be talking much about using him as the subject of the actual album. I understand it might be multiple of them, but I'm assuming it's them because they talk more. It seems like a lot of the songs have to do directly with him, especially when I looked up all the details about them. So let's get started. So some of the songs, I'm not going to go through every song, but I want to talk about some of them that I really, really liked. So, I'll start off with the first song which is on One More Year. I do like the song. It's a very, very low key song, and it really puts you into the idea of what they're doing with the sound and everything. I really, really like it. One of the lyrics I like is, "I know we're promised we do this till we die, and now I fear we might." And it's pretty much he pretty much talks about not caring about the limits that time has, limiting factors that time has, and just to kind of live your life to the fullest. I think that's a really nice message. It's a great intro to everything. We go into a couple ones like Instant Display, which I really thought was really cute. Talked about his proposal to his wife, Sophie. I love it. It seems like it reminds me of he's like so nervous of proposing. He's like, I'm building up. And I was like, I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna do it, and he does. So I'm glad that he did. Then we go into a couple of my favorite songs, which is Borderline. I understand that there was a whole thing about how people couldn't hear the bass line. And so they're like, I can't hear the bass. So, in this album version, they added the bass. I personally do like it. I think this sounds great. I think the first one sounded great too. I think the bass added a little more depth to it. But I think that if he was like, whatever, this is just how it is, I would have been completely happy. It doesn't change my mind about how I feel about it. If not, I like it more. This one pretty much talks about the borderline as in the dealing with the relationship on its last leg. One of the quotes that says, we're on the borderline, caught between the tides of pain and rapture. And I think that's kind of like just it's pretty self-explanatory. It's pretty talking about the idea of things are just getting so built up that it's not going to really, we're on the last limb. I really love that song. Another song I like is Posthumous Forgiveness. I think this is a really good song. I think the song has a very interesting, I heard the single, but I didn't really go deeper into it until this album. Apparently it's about his dad. It's about his deceased dad, and they were their relationship was very estranged, and definitely after the divorce, him and his mom and his dad got divorced when he was early age, when he was a kid, and I definitely has some regrets and some resentment about it, and very upset, and he kind of has spent some time with him later on, but it's one of those things just he has a lot of reservations about the idea of him leaving, you know. That's the first half. So there's two halves. There's first half is that, and then the second half, because this song is like 6.6 minutes and 60 seconds or 6 seconds. The second half goes in a different sound, also different view, a different headspace. Pretty much talking about how he doesn't want to. He's not going to hold it against him. He pretty much is forgiving his deceased father and everything he is, understanding that he's human, understanding that all this stuff that's going on with who he is just who he is. I think that's really cool. One of the things he says, though, in the first one, which I really, really, like, hit me in the face, was, "But you decided to take all your sorries to your grave." And I was like, wow, whoa, that's insane. Another one I like is Breathe Deeper. I know I'm going through it seems like I'm going through all the songs, but I swear to you that I'm not. I'm just going through the ones I really, really, I'm going through the ones I really, really like, but they just happen to be in order. So yay for that. The one I like is Breathe Deeper. I think it's a really, really good song. I love the production. The production's insane. All the productions on this album is pretty insane. Especially, but when they get into like when they lose their shit with the sound, you don't know where it's gonna go. It's gonna go crazy. It's gonna go smoother, psychedelic. It's insane. This one is just amazing. And apparently, this song is, well, first of all, I love it. It's catchy, and two, apparently, it's been inspired by Mariah Carey and Pharrell, beat-wise, as he said. And I think that's completely sounds like that. I think he's talking about the song off of Emancipation of Mimi, the song called Say Something, but features both of them. So I wonder if that's what he's talking about, because lightly, the drum and the drum sounds a lot like it in that way. Not a lot, but it sounds like it in that direction. It also is inspired by his first time doing Ecstasy, and how great. I love a good song that talks about ecstasy. I think it's great. We go into a couple of songs. Like, I know Tomorrow's Dust is one. I was on and off with it. I do like the beat. It's pretty much, I love the end where it has Sophie talking on the phone, to kind of add more, like, depth to it. I know that he says that he likes listening to people talk kind of thing, and so he added it to it. One of my other favorite tracks is On Track. Really, really nice. One of the quotes I like it from it is, strictly speaking, I'm still on track. And it pretty much says, he's like, even though he has some negativity in his mind about how he's doing, he still tries to remain optimistic and tries to keep going. No, he's on the right path to where he's going, even with all the negativity. And I love the chill beat. I love the droning drums. I think that's really nice. We go in, another one other two I like is, one is It True? I love Is It True? I think it has a great production. I love the production. This one's pretty much talking about how somebody is shutting themselves out because they are afraid of the future. They're afraid of falling in love with somebody and what if they can stay that way or if it's gonna be like that. So it's like to avoid all the heartbreak and all the falling out of love or mistakes that could happen in love. He just doesn't invest at all, you know. But at the same time, he wants to invest in this woman that he's interested in. One of the things he does say in the lyrics is, "I tell her that I'm in love with her, but how can I know that I will always be?" And I was like, wow, that's very interesting. And then it goes into what one of my other favorites is, It Might Be Time, which is kind of contrasts the song On Track. I think it humanizes the way that he feels about it, because, like, sure, one days you're feeling like, I'm on the right track, I'm doing what I'm doing, I'm gonna do it, and then other days you're just like, is this it? Maybe I hit a wall, that's it. This one's pretty much talking about that, your inner paranoia thoughts telling you that you've lost your mojo, pretty much what he says. I do like the song. I do love they don't mention it, but I like the Kill Bill, like, kind of sound. I think it's really fun. The drums, the productions, I love it. It goes into the last two songs is Glimmer, which is more of a short track that apparently Kevin really, really liked. not much saying into it, just kind of messing around. And one more hour comes into the last song, which is very psychedelic rock. It goes on for a while. It's like 7 minutes and 7 minutes and 12 seconds long. And but I do love it because it talks about like him trying to stay true to himself and doing and try to be him, be authentic about himself as much as he can. One of the things he says is, "As long as I can be the man I am," and I think that's really nice. And I think as long as he stays true to himself, he'll do what he wants, kind of thing. I think this album's really nice. I love that I broke down, just like gave a chance to it. I have completely no regrets. I'm so happy. I'm definitely have some songs I'm going to save and put into other playlists and everything. Comment below, tell me what you thought. If you like this album, do you think, for all you Tame Impala, if I'm saying this right, correct me please, what do you think about the progress of how they've gone? Like, is this a complete bop for their album, or is it more of a not much of an improvement, or maybe they went a complete different direction? Let me know, because I would love to know the perspective, the idea of what people think about as a Tame Impala fan. So yeah, so I hope everybody has a great weekend, and I'll see you guys in the next video.